Okay, and welcome back to Intermediate Microeconomics. Today what we're going to do, we're going to go over Chapter 3 of Armen and Bill Allen's Universal Economics. And this chapter is titled Cost and Choice. Now costs can, as I'm sure you're aware, take many forms. For example, most people would argue that it's free to get out of bed early in the morning so that you can get to work on whatever you have to do during the day, and that by doing so, you get an extra hour or whatever for nothing. Well, this is clearly false, as anyone who's ever gotten up early in the morning can tell you. What do you give up by getting up early? Well, obviously, you give up the extra sleep in order to get up early. So in a very real sense, what we're trying to get at here is that the idea of costs are always tied to actions. Okay? They are, in this sense, what you give up. So by choosing to get up early in the morning, you choose to forego the extra sleep. In many economics courses, the word opportunity often accompanies the word cost. Hence, the commonly referred to idea of opportunity costs. Now, it's fair to say that you have the right to choose whether you get up early in the morning or not. And it's also true that getting that right didn't cost you anything. But once you exercise that right to choose, you are necessarily giving up one choice in favor of the other. To get up early, you must give up sleep. To sleep in, you must forego whatever you would have done with that time instead. But how much sleep are you willing to actually give up? So let's say you went to bed at midnight the night before. If you want a full night's sleep, that means you'll get up around 8 a.m. But on the other hand, the more sleep you give up, the more time you'll have to be able to get things done. On the other, we also recognize that if you don't sleep at all, which would maximize the amount of time that you have to get things done, you'll likely actually get very few things done on account of you just flat out being exhausted. Now we'll come back to the sleep example later on, but for now, let's make this a little bit easier. Suppose you go out to dinner with your parents and that they're paying for your meal. You can either have a piece of pizza or a hot dog. And let's say that you choose the pizza. Okay? If you choose the pizza, does that mean that the pizza is free? Well, the cost of the pizza is the hot dog that you have foregone. In other words, the cost of the pizza is the hot dog that you could have had. What if you could have had 2 hot dogs instead of the pizza? Let's suppose that you still choose the pizza. In this example, the cost of the pizza has increased from 1 hot dog to 2, even though the monetary cost to you, since your parents are paying, is still 0. The opportunity cost, or the cost of having the pizza, is whatever you give up having. Let's suppose that the offer was for 3 hot dogs, or 1 piece of pizza, and that if this were the case, you would actually have a hard time deciding and would probably have to just resort to flipping a coin. If that were the case, then we would say that you are indifferent between the pizza or the 3 hot dogs. Now this reflects what we could call your personal worth or personal values. These are necessarily subjective. Your personal worth of the pizza is, in this case, the most number of hot dogs you would be willing to give up to get the pizza. In this framework, cost is what you must give up in order to get something. Personal worth is what you are willing to pay to get it. So in the pizza versus hot dogs example, the pizza is worth 3 hot dogs to you, but it only costs you the number of hot dogs you actually give up in order to have the pizza. So for any action, if your personal worth exceeds your cost, you'll do it. If your cost exceeds your personal worth, you won't do it.